Nigeria. Nigeria what? The only media that have been consistent speaking against the bad government and for the purpose for reformers. Nigeria what? Yo! No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. The only media that have been speaking. No more bad government. The voice or the voiceless. No more bad government. No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. For the poor. No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what media? No more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. In Nigeria. No more bad government. No more bad government. No more bad government. The only media. No more bad government. The number one media in Nigeria. No more bad government. That have been speaking against government. No more bad government. Niger what? No more bad government. Niger what you? The voice of the voiceless. The voice of the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Niger what? Voice for the voiceless. Niger watch media. The only media that have been speaking against bad government. Being consistency since 1944. Voice for the voiceless. Voice for the voiceless. Umuwame. Voice for the voiceless. Umuwame. Voice for the voiceless. 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 Niger watch you. We have been seeing all you guys have been doing, and he recommending to everyone in Nigeria, saying that you guys are the number one. Niger what you.
Let me tell you a story that happened long time ago, many years ago. Perhaps this story will paint a picture of this so-called coalition that these politicians are envisaging to unseat Tinubu. Now, long time ago, there is a leader, a ruler, who ruled his kingdom with an iron fist. His name was Malonga. Malonga knew that the people feared him, and he ensured that he knew that the other villages, there were 4 villages that were under his rulership. The one village were known, they were mostly farmers. The other ones were mostly shepherds. The other one were mostly blacksmiths. And the other ones were mostly weavers. They weave baskets, ropes, clothes, and they're mostly weavers. So, and every time he taxed them, and he had officers that ensured that his tax regime were enforced to the letter. So one day, the 4 communities came together and realized that they are being taxed, whereas the community of the king actually does nothing. That they needed to stop this oppression. So they realized that they needed to come together in unity. It is only when they come in unity they can bring this king down. So what do? Somebody came and said, wow, there's only one road that leads to this community, and that's the bridge that connects the village and that. So one of them came, instead of us paying this tax always, why not break the bridge? So they all clapped and they hailed and they pumped the fist, say, we know, we champion, yeah. So when it came to the day of implementing, it turns out that The farmer was afraid that if this plan fails, the king will tax him even more. The weaver was afraid that if this plan fails, they will tax him even more. The shepherd was afraid that if this plan fails, they will tax him more. So what did they do? Behind, one of them went and bribed the officials that, look, in case this thing fall, I was not part of it. The long and short of the story is that when it came to the day for them to pull the bridge down, they couldn't, because everybody was thinking about his own businesses, his own interests. It was a great plan. They knew it was a great plan, that the only thing that they needed to do was to break the bridge. The bridge was the only connection between the four communities and Great Malumba's kingdom. But what did they do? They couldn't execute it because each one had their own selfish interest. Now, let me tell you what is happening. I've been in places and I've seen people discussing about this so-called coalition. Let me tell you the truth. Everything will still boil down to what happened in 2023. Peter Obi will campaign for the Southeast, Atiku will campaign for the Northeast, and then Tinubu will campaign for the Southwest. Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. That's where it's heading. Let's not play about it. Because at the end of the day, these politicians are not thinking about bringing down. Yes, they know that they had to bring down Malumba, but they are not really committed to bringing down the bridge. They are not really committed to bringing down the bridge because everybody has his own interests. The only thing that brings them together is the realization that Malunga has to be brought down. But unfortunately, the so-called discussion and the pumping of fists in the air is done with personal interests. Nobody is willing to sacrifice his interests for the general good of bringing down the bridge. So what is happening is exactly what I've pointed out. Now, for those who are saying that it's only Atiku that can bring Tinubu down, who said so? The only reason why they can't bring the Tinubu down is because of the lack of unity between the Yorubas and the Igbos. The day the Yorubas and the Igbos unite, in fact, the North will beg to taste power. And this myth of population that the North has, that so much so that every Southerners will always consider the North as a constant stake to consider whenever you are permutating the political power in this country. For me, it's a hogwash. It's hogwash. It means nothing. I'm going to talk about the population, the myth about Nigerian population. I'm going to make a special video about that, and so that you understand where I'm coming from. You understand me? I was telling somebody today, Kaduna State and Delta State, which state has more population? He said, obviously Kaduna. I said, so if Kaduna State has more population, so how many metropolises do we have in Kaduna, apart from Kaduna and Zaria? But in Delta State, we have Asaba, Ugele, Warri, Sapele, Agbo, many places. In fact, so at the end of the day, he said, no, but can you compare the population in this place? I said, no, now rats and cats, they stay there. Now the houses you find there, it's rats and cats. Before Evi Edna of late could sing that 1 kilo, which among them we go speak? Which another we go speak 1 kilometer means another language. You go, 1 kilometer means another language. Come, say it means that this place that you'll be traveling for kilometers before you meet a settlement. Look, do not be cowed in by narratives that have been sold in to develop a cognitive dissonance to the extent that you feel inferior whenever they brandish this narrative to you. Forget it, there's no population. If you have the population, why do you rig election? Why do you bring inflated figures? Why do you bring other children to vote? Why do you invite people from outside to come and vote for you? It's so unfortunate that the people that they are fooling with this narrative have also agreed that actually they have they don't have it. They don't have it. You have the population to haggle in this political statement. For me, I still maintain I still maintain vividly. Forget that Tinubu, if not, look, power just came to the side and after 4 years want to wrestle it away. If not because of the lack of Tinubu, you think that you're even considering itself. Look, all of you that are saying Peter Obi should deputize Atiku, you have suffered from a deliberate infection of political subservience to the north. You have to free yourself, emancipate yourself from this mental slavery. Who says, whenever they mention presidential and vice, automatically your mind switch north, south, vice. No, who says Atiku cannot be vice? One is saying, no, Constitution say he has been vice twice. Though the Constitution say the president cannot be president more than 2 times. But it didn't say anything about vice. You can be vice 8 times, 50 times. If you feel you are too big to become vice, nurture somebody to be vice to Peter Obi, then galvanize the north to support Peter Obi. Then after 4 years, you collect power, do your 8 years. I don't know. This Atiku and his presidential quest is what is destroying this country. It's not even Tinubu that is destroying it. It's Atiku and his presidential quest. So what are we waiting for? Are we ready to destroy the bridge, or Great Malonga will come and tax us some more? The choice is yours. My name is Magnus Soraka. Please follow this page. And
people who are crossing over are those who are afraid of going to prison. Those that have cases with EFCC. Because Oshoman said, no matter any crime that you committed, once you cross over to APC,
your sins are forgiven.
Your sins are forgiven.
But Eno is saying that there's a lot going on within the People's Democratic Party. He doesn't have the strength of Nyesom Wike to either go against or talk too much. For him, he believes that there is really no party that has any ideology compared to how it is in America, where you have the Democratic Party, and then you also have the Liberal Party. So he's saying that these 2 different political parties in the US have their ideologies and they live by it, but that in this part of the world that's necessarily lacking. So for him, he believes that the administration is working and he's showing support for it. But and he's not the only person.
But are you aware that he's forcing his commissioners to also?
Oh yes, he's forcing them that if they don't join him, then they should actually resign.
You see it, which means it is. This is not voluntary.
Okay.
Understand me? You either cross carpet with me or you resign. This is force. So he's afraid of of having a Edo treatment. No. APC is a bad product. APC is a smelling product.
So how come they're having this wave of
I've told you the reason.
Joining
I have told you the reason. I have told you the reason. Understand me? It is first-time governors who are afraid of their states being captured that are cross-carpeting. Then the people, Okowa, who has case with the EFCC, who has a health problem and cannot stay in cell or in jail, so has to cross over so he can be managing his health. Nobody is going there voluntarily. Nobody is going there because he likes APC. Because APC has done nothing in the last 10 years.
Do you know that Bello El-Rufai's son, initially, you remember when the father defected to the SDP, he put up a tweet on X having to exhale his breath and actually turning a new leaf in supporting Peter Obi. But it seems with the imbroglio stemming out from the SDP, he has retracted and said he's supporting the APC, leaving the father behind. Do you know that? So if you have all of those critics who are saying quite a lot of stuff and making comments like, I don't think I will remain in this party, but they are seeing the gale of defections and wanting to remain.
No, cohesion is going on behind the scene. Cohesion is going on behind the scene. And I'm assuring you that a lot of those that defected will still cross carpet.
They'll cross carpet.
Most of them. Okay, let us see about using Emmanuel Udagan as an example. Udagan from PDP crossed over to APC. From APC crossed over to PDP, and just a month ago crossed over to APC. Does that shows you a human being? These are confused people. So some of these people that have crossed over will soon go back.
All right, let's look at this, Mr. Anosike. We'll still come back to coalition talks. So you remember, I think that was yesterday, Shuwara Peter Obi were trending. Shuwara made a tweet calling Peter Obi names, said Launderer in Chief, and a couple of names as well. Peter Obi came out to say that big blackmailer in chief or something like that in response to what Omoyele Sowore said. As it stands right now, Facebook has deactivated Showore's account after several attacks on Peter Obi. The owner of popular social media platform Facebook deactivated the account of human rights activist and politician Omoyele Sowore. A quick check actually shows that Showore's account cannot be found again on Facebook after several attacks by him against Peter Obi, the Labour Party's presidential candidate. Now, it is really not yet clear why Facebook deactivated the account, but some of his followers have started to plead with Facebook to restore the account. One of his supporters pleaded and wrote to Facebook to restore the account. The question is this: what exactly is Showore's issue, though, with Peter Obi as an individual, as a person? At every point in time, he has always targeted him for ridicule, for abuse, denigrate at every point in time. You would expect that this is the time for the opposition to come together. And if at all they have their differences, you resolve it behind closed doors. But you do this. So what do you represent? Who are you? Who do you support? What are you standing for?
No, Showore's problem is envy.
Envy?
Envy. His envy of P2B. His jealous of P2B.
It's still not making sense to me that you go down this line out of envy.
It is envy. Understand me? It is envy because Showore feel that he should be the one representing the youths.
Okay.
He feel that he should be the one that the youths are following. Mm-hmm. But Showore has no track record in governance. What has Showore done in governance? He has not even been tested as a councillor. He has not even been tested as a local government chairman. And he cannot even win a councillor in Ondo where he comes from. So it is only on the social media that he can make noise. So he's not happy that P2B is the one representing the youths.
But it has become so bad to the extent that his account was deactivated. Yesterday, the supporters were calling him out. The supporters of Peter Obi as well were speaking. Showore supporters as well. There was a huge back and forth on X. Now, there were others who have been calling for the coalition or combination of Peter Obi and Showore, running together. But obviously, with the kind of remarks that Showore has been making lately, it's obviously that kind of coalition cannot work.
Showore has burned the bridge. Showore has burned the bridge. So there's no way he can come where P2B is. Unless he has no conscience, unless he has no soul. How can you retract all that you have said about P2B? So for me, Showore one is fighting many disappointments. One, the youth disappointed him. Number two, APC disappointed him. So he is a very bitter person. He is a very, very bitter person. So why he is criticizing P2B is because he felt that he should be the one that the youths are following. Understand me?
Okay.
But they are now following P2B, so he is jealous of P2B.
Interesting. I still, up till now, don't want to think that is the childish reason why every day you take it upon yourself to make disparaging comments, to make derogatory comments. Sometimes in the comments that you make, you don't even put in verifiable facts. If it was in a sane society where you for no reason either blackmail, slander, defame because of political differences, and at no point in time has a said individual that you keep defaming and slandering ever responded to you. But a couple of critics believe that Peter Obi shouldn't have responded to Omoyele Sowore concerning the whole situation about Fidelity Bank. You remember that was what Sowore was referring to when he was ridiculing Peter Obi via his X handle yesterday evening.
But excuse me, people don't believe Sowore anymore because he is making himself a nuisance.
These APC supporters were happy with the back and forth.
Sowore
calling it a big showdown coming up.
Sowore is making himself a nuisance, so people don't trust him anymore. People don't trust Sowore anymore. Because even people believe that he is an agent of APC in the opposition. That's what a lot of people believe.
But Mr. Peter Anosike, I know that you have a good relationship with Moyele Sowore.
He had been my friend since when he was in the university.
So, can you define his person? Is this thing you see him exhibit, has he always been like this? I mean, there's a difference when you are organizing a protest to when you are going about your activism. There's also a difference when you have a certain aura around you, along those you have a close relationship with. So, is it the same thing within confined environments to what we see he expresses in the public?
No, that's a lot of people has disappointed. Understand?
Okay.
About 10 years ago, that's when Obasanjo was the president of this country. Sowore, myself, this Festus
Festus
Keyamo, and others. There's no week we don't meet 2-3 times, thinking that we are fighting that's for the Nigerian masses.
Okay.
We meet at Inupeju at Beko Ransom Kuti's office, and so on and so forth. That's even where I met this Tanku.
Okay.
Tanku Inusa for the first time with this Shetima.
Yeah.
Shetima, the Arewa Youth Congress. We used to meet there as a neighbor movement discussing on the future of this country. But I never knew that some people are just there to become popular and then begin to work against what they were practicing, that's preaching before.
All right, so I want to read out the tweet. Some members of the packaged fraud and money launderer in chief just got my Facebook account disabled. Please don't worry. No fraudster will ever succeed in our time. It is not a threat, but a commitment. That's what he said. All right. Now it's something that a couple of persons were like, he did not mention Peter Obi at the time. He also went ahead to say the illegal general of police is after me. Prosperity pastors are after me. Non-academic students at NANS are on my case. Mr. Peter Obi and his mob are after me. Tinubu is after my life. Arewa Twitter mob after me. So is he just conjuring all of this? Is it possible that he made provocative statements that went against Facebook's rule and now he's trying to blame Peter Obi for it? In what way has Peter Obi responded to any of the disparaging comments he has made?
We don't know of any relationship with Peter Obi and the owner of Facebook. Facebook has their own rules, which if you violate, they will come against you. When you begin to make unguarded, unverified statements, no medium will accept it.
Okay, so hear what he said. I had the money launderer in chief at Pandora Papers, and packaged fraud has fabricated another story this morning about the reason his elder brothers bounced him during his ill-fated visit to Rome. This is when he also released another tweet talking about Fidelity Bank. Later he dropped it and then released another one by saying Peter Obi went to Rome to beg the president about Fidelity Bank, which was what prompted Peter Obi to respond eventually against Moyele Sowore, where he called him blackmailer in chief. And yesterday on Twitter, BIC. Big was trending. So a couple of persons were like, Peter Obi
has two black many stories in America, cases in America. Understand me? He has two stories that people use him to get at other people. He has two of such cases in America. Understand? So Peter Obi saying it, there's a link.
Okay.
So it's not just out of nowhere. So people have started even suspecting him. People have started suspecting him. That's for the truth. I donated his number in 2014.
Because?
Sowore. I said, you and I were in the labor movement. You and I never see anything good in the military. Why are you supporting Obasanjo, supporting Buhari? 2014. I said, Sowore, this is a surprise to me. You and I fought the army, but now you know what Buhari did as a military head of state. and you are now supporting him.
Maybe he expected something different from Buhari.
No, they promised him minister.
But they didn't give him any minister.
That's
position.
why he is bitter.
Really?
Excuse me, it just we reconciled the other time that he came to VOP.
VOP TV.
I was at the bar. He came. I was sitting down. He has to come and hug me and say, my old friend. Understand me? That's how we now exchange
numbers again.
I have dumped him
a long time.
Long time ago.
What is the pursuit this time around? Do you think he's going to stop this? Because people are like, Peter Obi shouldn't have given him. He's possibly been fishing for attention. And now that he supposedly has gotten the attention, that he will continue wholesomely.
No. At times, there's a saying, if a snake doesn't behave as a snake, people will mistake it as a rope.
Okay.
Understand me? So after all these things, people need to shut them up.
All right. Peter Obi recently met with some obedience. He had a coffee outing with them where they had to speak on a lot of issues. Remember, we've been speaking here about his silence. We've been asking questions that why has he not been engaging with his obedient movement? That a lot of them have been sitting on the fence, waiting for him to do something, say something, for them to know where he's heading, if he's still with the Labour Party and the different coalition talks that we've all been hearing. Well, as it stands, conversations are ongoing underneath. Atiku has come out to say he's remaining with the PDP. However, he's still in the PDP, but that talks are ongoing. It was Paul Ibe that made that statement. Now, as it stands, Peter Obi, during that coffee meeting, due to the time, I would have played that inside. Maybe during the evening rush, I'll play it out here. So he had the meeting with them, and they asked him, now that you want to supposedly run, why have you not been able to resolve the situation within your party? How will you be able to cater to the needs of the larger population as complex as Nigeria is? And he said it openly. He said, take it from me. APC, the government in power, is the one causing the rift within the Labour Party and the PDP. That's what he said categorically. He also said that he's with the Labour Party, that he will resolve the imbroglio. So if he seems firm and decisive in that, are we expected to hear Julius Abure step down? Because since the National Executive Committee made the announcement a few days ago, Julius Abure has not responded.
Well, for me, Labour Party is a broken down vehicle that will not be repaired until 2027.
So what now that Peter Obi has said he's with the Labour Party?
PDP is a broken down vehicle that will not be repaired until 2027. Abure has a mandate to keep on causing trouble in Labour Party until 2027. Nyesom Wike has a mandate to keep on causing trouble in PDP until 2027. Mind you, the governorship candidate that INEC
recognized for Julius Abure faction
was sure. So you see it. So at the end of the day, you see Supreme Court again recognizing that Abure, and Abure will come out with a shoe shiner as his presidential candidate to make it easy for P2B. To make it easy for Boname Tinubu. So if Atiku thinks that he will run under PDP, he's wasting time. If P2B thinks that he will run under LP, he is wasting time. This trouble will continue until 2027 election
so
is
you're
over.
suggesting that he joins a new coalition?
They should move out of Labour Party and that of PDP.
We saw Kenneth Okonkwo went to meet with Babachir Lawal, and he was imploring Nigerians to actually come together and form a formidable force against the All Progressives Congress. That is not the only case. Also, Amechi, as well as a couple of other political stalwarts during the evening rush, will be able to play out some of the things that were discussed. They have decided to start off with joining a coalition, and they're already setting the templates. The League of Northern Democrats, they've declared their intention to join a coalition of opposition leaders aimed to challenge President Tinubu's re-election bid in 2027. But in all of this, the APC has expressed confidence that all of this are just distractions. None of them can topple him. Do you think that's the same thing? Because the SDP is beginning to have their own internal issues.
PDP said the same thing in 2014-15. And those who have read chess,
Okay.
James Hanley Chess has a series titled Soccer Punch.
Sucker punch.
And it says when a guy becomes full of confidence, he'll be hit with a soccer punch.
Okay.
So for me, APC is jittery. APC is very, very jittery.
Even with what the president just said now, you still think the APC is
APC is jittery. APC is very, very jittery because the governors are not with the people. In 2023, P2B has not even have a councillor, and he got 6 million votes. So even if all the governors join APC, it will not stop anything. Understand? We have our own party called the Sovereign Nigeria People's Party. We are coming out to vote against APC. Sovereign Nigeria People Party are coming to vote against APC.
Okay.
Yet again on the morning show this beautiful Saturday. Good morning.
Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Adesua.
Good morning.
Good morning to our listeners at home.
Thank you very much. Let's talk mid-term. In 5 days, President Bola Tinubu and his administration will have spent 2 years. And of course, that calls for a mid-term report. But before we delve fully into the analysis of how he has fared so far, the key thing that many people are talking about, are the thoughts around defections and what many people have inaccurately described as, gravitation towards a one-party state. On Thursday, the president himself made allusions to the fact that he doesn't mind people coming to his party, to join the winning party, which is the only ruling party, and that he would like, for his party to clean them, sweep them clean, as I said. What are your thoughts on the president's submission, which came, of course, for the first time? And when are you returning home, if I may ask, given the fact that at some point in your career, you were closer to Asiwaju's camp than to any other camp, far before 2023. At what time will your own defection come? But more importantly, what are your thoughts to the president's submission on Thursday?
Steve, it's my pleasure to be here. And let me say that one of the greatest problems the leaders have is when you're ensconced, surrounded, and, permit my choice of words, when you allow jesters and jokers to marinate you, to remove you from reality. Our president knows that gravitation to and towards a one-party state is against the intendments and the tenets of democracy. A true one-party state is absolutely the opposite of true democracy. And then when you allow political tendencies gravitate towards a one-party state, what you're having is dictatorship, despotism, and authoritarianism. And unfortunately, when they tell him that it means nothing, that it's okay to sweep them clean, it obviously means that those who are jesters around the president want to have an authoritarian rule over our country. But that has never happened. That can never happen. That will never happen, because Nigerians are naturally opposed to any one tendency conquering us. Our historicity is replete with instances of such. But let me say clearly here that, your question was bold and daring. I was part of the formation of the APC. I headed the presidential, one of the arms of the presidential campaign of Bola Tinubu. And you know my historicity in the APC very well. But let me be frank in answering some of the questions you threw at me. First, my politics has always been about the Nigerian people. It's country first. That's the movement I had. And when Buhari won the last election, and less than 2 years into that administration, the former Minister of Information told us that change begins with you. Whereas the campaign mantra in 2015 was change. I challenged it, and I said that wasn't what we told Nigerians. We told Nigerians that we're going to be the change. Leadership starts from the top. Mitt Romney, the former American presidential candidate, said that leadership must and should show the way. So when it became obvious that the APC was reneging on its commitment and promises to the Nigerian people, I became one of the fiercest critics of the party. And just before the 2023 elections, in 2022, I resigned from the party. I am not anxious to return to the party. I can only consider those issues when it's obvious that leadership thinks about the masses of our people rather than egocentric interests. There's so much sycophancy about what is happening. And I think that if there's any tendency that is jittery in today's Nigeria, it's the APC. Let me tell you, I'll give you 3 reasons why it's manifestly obvious that the APC is jittery, not necessarily the opposition. All they have done is to try to disorganize, defeat, disorient, and mess up the opposition. But in doing that, they actually have been the one who has been majorly jittery. It is less than 2 full years of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's presidency. And what you see is more of politics than governance. What you see is more of propaganda than leadership. And what you see, less than 2 years of his administration, is that the party is anxious to endorse a presidency that is largely uncharismatic. And I wonder why. The party is anxious to tell us that there's no vacancy, and they have foreclosed any tendency within the PDP, within the APC, asking for the presidential ticket. And you ask yourself why. It's about sycophancy. It's about unwillingness to allow for public debate and thought. It is about their unwillingness to allow for proactive opposition. Look at what is happening in the Labour Party, the PDP, and simply, Steve, it's about clearly the witch cried last night and the child dies this morning. And the president didn't hide it in his statement. He said, go sweep them clean. So he has admitted that whatever is happening in Labour Party and the PDP are chiefly the machination of the APC. But I want to say here that what should bother this presidency is it should be the well-being of the masses of our people. It shouldn't be about me, myself, and I. Those who are decamping and defecting to the APC are simply feathering their own nest. And that's what it is. Let them stop whining and gaslighting the Nigerian people. And I say this advisedly. In my home state of Delta, the governor, the former governor, and several of the political leaders decamped or defected to the APC. And their reason was simply that they want to attract federal presence. And you ask yourself, Steve, how much federal presence has Bulum or Zulum of Borno State attracted? You ask yourself what is happening in Benue State that is under the APC control. You ask yourself how much Wida Lagos that is under the APC control. And then when you understand that across our nation, 21 states governed, now 22 by the PDP, how well have they delivered on the promises of democracy? And when you understand the fact that insecurity has been democratized, Nigeria is unsafe and precisely unsafer than it was under Muhammad Buhari. When you understand the fact that the colossal failure that Muhammad Buhari represented has been beatified by the Olympic failure that the present watch represents, then you worry and ask yourself, why are people defecting to the APC? And then when you also understand, Steve, that constitutionally, you cannot, as a lawmaker, take the mandate of a party to another party without resigning from the party and resigning your position. Because under our law, the mandate belongs to the political party. The Constitution was silent and the Electoral Act about the right of the state governor. But what about the lawmakers? And then some will tell you that the PDP and some of the parties are factionalized. If you read the intentions of the Constitution and the Electoral Act, there is no factionalization in PDP
such that people can leave the PDP to other parties. For instance, you know, they have one chairman. The contentions are about the secretary of the party, and the party has come clear and clean about that position. So on what ground is the APC welcoming lawmakers who are defecting from the PDP? The APC has refused to uphold the Constitution, and those who denude, deceive, and work perfidy have refused to accept the fact that under our law, some of these defections to the APC are absolutely illegal and unconstitutional. And the president who swore to an oath to protect the Constitution should be the lead defender of the Constitution, and he should say to these people who are defecting, go first, resign your position, and then come join the APC. But it doesn't matter, because what we're gradually drifting to is authoritarianism. What we're gradually drifting to is despotism. And when the chairman of a party, Ganduje, said to Nigerians that they don't mind if we drift to a one-party state, and the president just a few days ago confirmed that it doesn't matter to him. He's ready to sweep the parties clean. Then you and I should be worried. But let me say, Steve, so that I allow the next question, that what is very important as we go is the fact that the political class has unwittingly created a deep divide, a deep chasm, a deep chaos on our political amphitheater, such that it is now simply a battle between the people and the political class, such that the Nigerian people will understand that it is simply all man to himself, such that the Nigerian people will understand that for the political class, it's simply about me, myself, and I. And so as we progress, Steve, it is better not to agonize, but to organize, to show to the people in power that true power belongs to the people. And I want to say clearly, Steve, that I'm happy and excited that this is happening, because ultimately, the masses of our people, the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, will soon show to the political class that the power of the people is stronger than that of the people in power.
Very much for that submission. Now, I find that very interesting. As you said, the power of the people is stronger than the people in power. However, one argument that has been made is that the opposition is very weak and has not been able to rally around any party or any candidate. As you know, it says in law, if you come to equity, you must come with clean hands. And as PDP members are defecting to the APC, we also have Labour Party members defecting to the PDP. And it seems no one has raised this constitutional challenge. So do you believe that the problem here is not just the APC's strength, but also the weakness of the opposition itself?
Let me say clearly, this was a very smart question, that the problem is not necessarily about the opposition. And I say this for three reasons. When we began the process of forming the APC in 2013, strongly the tendency that led to that pressure was the people. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, then a leader of the effort to create a new party, was pressured by the people for an effort to ensure that the PDP, in its characteristics, does not govern or rule Nigeria for 60 years. It boasted that it would do that. And so there was a groundswell of public discontent. The masses said, never ever again. And so the political class, the APC, the ACN then, under the leadership of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the CPC under the leadership of Muhammad Buhari, and several other tendencies coalesced into forming the All Progressive Congress. Now, very importantly, in line with your question, what led to that was a groundswell. It started from Ojota in 2012, January, when we said no to the removal of subsidy by former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. As we progressed, the masses' discontent snowballed into an effective need for a coalition to defeat the PDP. And this was you and I talked this morning. Very importantly, that same groundswell is stronger than ever was. The people are saying never ever again. They are the real opposition. And so as you and I talk, you see that there is an effort by the political class, the people in the opposition, Atiku Abubakar, Peter Gregory B, El-Rufai, Rotimi Amechi, and several others, Shakara, Kwakwansra, and co, to form a broad-based coalition. And that is in saying no to what is happening today, because we now have an age of sycophancy. We've moved from Jonathan being corrupt to Buhari making Nigeria synonymous with corruption to what I call a rogue state. Look at the budget, about 7 trillion padded into the budget. Look at what is happening everywhere. So it's largely a rogue state. And that's why those who benefit from the tendencies of a rogue state are anxious to endorse and foreclose the chances of the party producing somebody who can care or who will truly care for the people in 2027. The APC has simply said, we're a political party interested in power and we don't care about the masses of our people. Now the opposition is galvanizing. Adesua, in 2013, the effort of the opposition as we have today is stronger than what we had in 2013. I was part of the process of the formation of the APC. Now, what is important is to find a leader, a linchpin for the opposition. And this process is ongoing. The truth is that the APC has become its own greatest enemy. Let me say, in so many ways, everything it does presently is largely undemocratic. You see the words coming out of Akwa Ibom State where the governor is saying that if you're not moving with me to the APC, you have to resign. Then you move to Delta State where there was a celebration, some fiesta of sorts, of the movement of the people from the PDP to the APC. And then you saw the former governor of Delta State, my brother, my senior brother, attempting to sell the APC to the people in his community. And they said, no, this is not what we know. This is not the party we believe in. And anxious to give a semblance of public acceptance, the APC has refused to govern. They moved from a converge in Northwest, addressed by the governor of Kaduna State, to a converge in Abuja, addressed by several governors, to another one in Lagos, addressed by the governor of Imo State, who has largely underperformed. And they call themselves a progressive party. So as you and I talk, what is important is to understand that the chief opposition to this government is the masses of our people. The political parties are reorganizing and coalescing to form a strong opposition. But importantly, if there is any movement or party that is jittery in today's Nigeria, is the APC. That is why they have left governance to continue to tell us about their ability to form a one-party state, to continue to tell us about no vacancy in 2027, to continue to tell us in 2025, before their midterm, to continue to tell us that Bola Ahmed Tinubu has performed very well. This government is high on propaganda and very low on governance.
All right, Chris. Let me ask you 2 questions. First will be on some parts of the issues that you have mentioned. You used the word sycophancy, and you have used 2 PDP governors. One has moved to APC, the other one is on his way. As an example, your governor in Delta State, Sheriff Oborowore, and then the gentleman whose prefix is a pastor, Umoeno, who is threatening his appointees to say, move with me or you resign. But then do you also reserve the same word and description for many of the Labour Party lawmakers, particularly in the National Assembly, who are also defecting in droves? Do you reserve the same word for them, given the fact that a lot of people thought in 2022 late 2022 and 2023, that maybe a spark of hope and difference will be recorded through Labour Party. But then it's now looking as if it was just a platform to get closer to power and to the perks of office. The other question will be to set the tone for the barrage of discussions that will now come on the midterm report of the president. Will you have, what two worst performance indicators of this administration will come to your mind? Two key areas where you think that the government of Tinubu has not done well at all. And will you have another two that you think that, let's leave politics aside, at least in 2 years, there are areas where you can say that this government has not at least attempted to add to the lives of people. Many people might want to mention the fact that they cleared the IMF loan, or that things, might be looking better in some areas. I don't know, but I'm asking you, two that you think will be the worst, and two that are at least promissory. Your thoughts, Chris Nwakobia?
Steve, that question sounds like a PhD thesis, but I'll attempt it. Very importantly, with Labour Party, I would say that when this 10th Assembly, I'm sure, began, Steve, remember that the presidency went into some sort of profligacy. They went buying brand new SUVs to the tune of 150 million per unit of vehicle. And some of us who, as it were, in the Labour Party criticized it. We said, no, that ain't right. We said to the leadership of the party and to the members of the National Assembly that they could do better. That if they had insisted and gone ahead to present the tendencies, as it were, in the public space, Nigerians asking for responsible and responsive leadership more than opulence and profligacy, that it would serve well. A few members of about 5 persons refused those vehicles. Most of the people, members of the Labour Party who were in the National Assembly, received those vehicles. And we said there is no strong lines demarcating or differentiating the tendencies of the Labour Party representatives from that of the PDP and the APC. Steve, I'm not about to deceive or denude the Nigerian people. There is largely a problem with our political class. For most of them, it's about me, myself, and I. But we also still have a few individuals who, I do not want to call names. I'm tempted to call a few names, but I won't call names for 2 reasons. The fact is that we expect the National Assembly to be much more frontal, effective, efficient, and effectual in the defense of the interests of the masses of our people. They may not have done that effectively. As it were, Steve, for that reason, I do not want to call a few names about, but we know that there are people who are in the Labour Party who are still very proactive, profuse, and profound in the defense of the interests of the masses of our people. But has the party done so well at the National Assembly in defending the interests of the people? The answer is a no. And I say this without equivocation. And that is because at the leadership of the party is someone who has a major question mark, not only on his name, but on his conscience. And I'm talking about Julius Abure. But extending to the issues that affect today's discourse is how can we help move our democracy forward and make leadership responsible and responsive to the people. Steve, we're doing everything under the leadership of Nenadi Usman to make the Labour Party responsible and responsive to the people, and we shall prevail. We're doing everything to ensure that our representatives in the National Assembly, who are still card-carrying members of the Labour Party, stay committed to workers' rights and stay committed to ensuring that leadership benefits the masses of our people. We're doing everything. For those who have decamped, who also have not, as provided by the Constitution, resigned their role in the party and resigned their position in the National Assembly, because, as it were, until very recently, you can't say effectively, Steve, that you have factionalization in the party. You know, the Constitution is clear on how you define factionalization in party. It's about leadership and ideology. If you don't have a factionalization in terms of tendencies and leadership and ideology, you can't simply say that you're taking a ticket you got from the people on the altar or the flag of a party to another party. Mr. President should retrace his step and help build our democracy by telling those who have not resigned their position in the National Assembly, as it were, to return their mandate to the people and have INEC conduct a by-election. You don't take another party's mandate to the APC. And now those who have done that, it's a major question mark on their conscience. But very importantly, Steve, what bothers me most is the second leg of your question. And that was why I called it a semi-PhD thesis. Worst performance indicators, insecurity. The government hasn't done fantastic in the area of security. I listened to the National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhuri Badu, tried to gaslight, blindfold, tried to work some perfidy and mendacity, tried to befuddle and benumb the public about the performance of this government. But the facts are clear. Everywhere Nigerians feel unsafer today than they were yesterday. The governor of Borno State, Babagana Zulum, has cried out. He has said clearly that they are the Haramis, Boko Haram in government, Boko Haram in the party, Boko Haram in leadership, and Boko Haram in the armed forces. He didn't mince words when he said that. And clearly, insecurity has been democratized across our country. Northwest, northeast, north central, southwest, southeast, south. What you have is a laissez-faire. What you have is an orgy of violence across our country. People are being kidnapped for ransom. Marauding herdsmen are surrounding villages and dishing out human barbecues and things. Everyone is in trouble. So, Steve, the government hasn't done well at all in the area of security. And then second, national cohesion. And I mean strongly the tendencies of this government to being fundamentally nepotistic. Permit my choice of words. Fundamentally separatist. Permit my choice of words. Fundamentally ethnocentric. Permit my choice of words. And what do I mean? Look at the appointing protocols of government. You find out that almost every appointment that has to do with the economy of our country is under a particular ethnicity. Chapter 2 of the Constitution provides for the federal character normative, particularly Section 14. It is to ensure that there is a cohesion of sorts, love and understanding. We criticize Muhammad Buhari for failing to do that, but this government is worse. This government has Olympic failure in uniting Nigerians. And this government continues to do that because court jesters and sycophants continue to nudge it on the wrong path. So this government must retrace its step and ensure and understand that Nigeria is a country of several diversities in religion and ethnicity. And then this government must also understand that the primary responsibility of government is the protection of lives and property. This government must do strong in these areas if it wants Nigerians to applaud it.
Any two, Chris, that you think,
asked me...
Yes, just very quickly, because we've run out of time. Yeah.
That I think are laudable.
Yes.
That I think are laudable.
Yes.
Yes, I think that, and I said this advisedly, so many people will not be happy, but the truth is that I see a bit of effort in the area of the economy. They may not have been very consistent, but there is a gradual rebound. Consistently, almost in the past 6 months, we have seen Dangote reduce the price of fuel 5 times. Consistently, we have seen the disappearance of fuel queues and the likes. And I think that I would love to see the Naira gain more value. I would love to see a very consistent and effective and effectual economic policy. But they appear to be doing a few things right in that sector. And then, importantly, the second leg to that question is almost a bit difficult. But let me say that I see my brother and friend at the level of national orientation doing some yeoman's job in trying to build national cohesion. But there's an opposite. The man who is at the helm of affairs doesn't seem to care what the Igbo man thinks about governance. Doesn't seem to care about what the Fulani or the Hausa talks about governance. But Issa Oniru seems to be committed about ensuring that we think Nigeria and talk Nigeria. So this government must attempt to have some harmony and some understanding of sorts. But largely, Steve,
yes,
largely Adesua, our country needs a leadership that is committed to ensuring that we'll give Africa a sense of leadership. A leadership that is interested in ensuring that we make life better for the masses of our people. A leadership that is committed to the green, white, green.
Definitely.
Very largely and unfortunately,
Definitely.
this government is more interested in politics than thinking about Nigeria.
All right, Chris, it's not such a difficult PhD thesis after all, and I think that your submission has been fair. And kind words to Larry.
All right, my people, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you. Thank you very much for your time with us today. We don't come again. Today is Sunday, 25th May, 2025. Happy Sunday to every one of you, my people. I appreciate you all. Mother for all, Mommy Diaspora, good evening to you, Mommy. Thank you very much for all that you do. Thanks for always being there for us here. I appreciate you, Abu Azi. Thank you very much for all that you do. I appreciate your selfless service. I appreciate every one of you right there. I was trying my best to quickly showcase everyone right there. Mike Akambare, Peggy Modi, Lady Eugenia, it's good to have you on the show today. It's been a while. And thanks already for the PayPal support. I got your PayPal support just now. I'm very, very, very grateful. Thank you very much, Adewale James Abayele. I can see right there. Pius Moye, Black Panther, my brother, and many, many more that I've already showcased. Patty Solomon, Dixon Dagbo. Thank you, everyone, right there. Now God bless you now. Just do your part by pressing on the like, help us to share. For those of you that want to join us, you need to come in on time. Remember, today is Sunday. We're not a waste time. Saturday and Sunday, we're not a waste time like that. If you want to put your voice to this, please come in on time. But my presentation is not yet over, but I just want to take these two articles first. The one you already seen on the screen, I'd like to tally it up with the article where we get them from. Then I'll take another last one. Then I'll show some short videos. that might likely shock you. But let's quickly take this one right here. As you can see, this one coming from Bishop Kuka. Pope Leo's election not like Tinubu snatch and run politics. Bishop Kuka nai Chomat go give Tinubu so. Bishop Kuka Asan Kuka of Sokoto Diocese has doubted the possibility of having a pope from Africa, saying the election process is not rotational system based on region and the outcome is unpredictable, unlike in Nigeria politics. So it took him for a year, it went on, but I don't have time. I'm not going to take that further. But at least they see the person we talk for there. Say everybody knows that Tinubu, he take him, he thief him, he run with him. Anyway, we are under his government. He's the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I wish we have the power to change it, but the best that we can do, especially me, that's what I'm just doing now. But meanwhile, I would like to take this one quickly. Peter Obi, have decided to run under Labour Party. According to article, yesterday night I hear this story after my broadcast, but I was waiting for articles to carry it first because I got it from a source that cannot be verified. Since Punch don't carry them and other mainstream media's articles carry them, so I decided to come with this. Although, say when it comes to our newspaper now, we know they too believe them again. Today they'll talk true, tomorrow they'll talk lie. But according to the way they take publication for there, you can see right there the 24th of May, 2027, I will contest on Labour Party's platform, says Peter Obi. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 elections, Peter Obi, has assured his supporters that he will contest the 2027 presidential election under the party's platform. Obi made this known while addressing some of his supporters in a viral video circulating on social media on Saturday, asked which party he intended to contest in 2027 election. Obi said, unquote, I will still continue to run in the Labour Party. I'm a member of the Labour Party. The former Anambra State governor also blamed the crisis in the political parties on the Nigerian government. He said this while answering another question from a youth who was apparently disturbed about what appears to be Obi's aloofness towards the party's crisis. He said, what is happening in the Labour Party, unquote, and the PDP is caused by the government, quote me anywhere. We had a problem in our party before, in the past. Yaradua was the president. I went to him then. He called the INEC chairman, Professor Maurice Ewu, and told him, I don't want any problem in any party. We were forced to fix it. Obi continued, but today in all the parties, there are problems. These are deliberate problems caused by the system. These are some of the things I want to clean up if I have the opportunity. Parties will function very well because you can't have a system working without a strong opposition. Obi charged Nigerians to take responsibility for ensuring that their vote counts, because even if agents are paid by political parties to look after their interests, the ultimate decisions about whether the people's vote count rest with voters. The former governor also appealed to Nigerian youth, the electorate, not to be discouraged, because positive change will also be resisted by those who are beneficiaries of the old order. If we just say of the Satanism, if I speak like that. But meanwhile, the ex-presidential candidate also stated that there should be a retirement age for politicians seeking public office. Obi said this by the time the 2027 election holds, he would be 65 years old, adding that he would not want to be contesting after elections in his 70s. It means Obi have categorically stated now that he will not contest any election again after 2027. So it means that The last election Obi will ever contest in Nigeria will be 2027. If he wins, he will be the Nigeria president for 8 years. Obviously, it will be for 8 years. But if he did not win, Obi go enter house, look after his family. Now they tell us so. Because if he's already 65 years, he said according to him, Obi said by the time of 2027 election hold, he would be 65 years, right? So if Tinubu stay for another 4 years thereafter, Obi is already 69, 70. And according to him, he said he would not want to be contesting for elections in his 70s. Oh, they hold all these things, can't they? Oh, I make me the repeater so. I think could often talk all these things in the past. I know say our own principle and a person where we do believe on. So, but in case it can't change in the future, make the whole land tight. In case we talk on here in the future, may not gonna be all these satanic people where they support person with blindness. Like I said, leave her now wait till you talk. Our principal talk now say this one might be the last election we can go contest, right? I say make I carry him, make I can give him now. As we see him, that's all the project for here. But I hope he have the opportunity to rule us. If not, it will be as it gets. It will be as it gets, to be honest. We can't find someone like Obi again. Let's be honest to ourselves. Not that we cannot find, though. We can, but it might take another years. Maybe that time Black Panther don't old. You know, they use stick the waka, or you know, they sit down for back of the. You know, it can't be as it gets. So, anyway, let's just move on. I appreciate every one of you, my people. I like us to listen to these videos that I have for you guys here. Let's quickly take this one here so that we can take all of them together. Chief priest, Kubana chief priest, he go the knee down for vice president. Because of that, social media does scatter since yesterday. I tell you knee down, you put it too left for ground. Why was he on his knee? Davido was there. Davido never knee down for vice president before in his life. So at this moment, does it mean that chief priest get waiting the fight for where we never know? Is this something that this man is currently fighting for, which you and I don't know yet? He also went to see Tinubu. I will play that one just now as well. You know, but what is happening? You never know. Maybe they don't assure and now say one state for East, now he will be the next governor. Now you never know. Hey, no, say all these our satanic government leaders. Once they don't endorse you, even though you be crippled, if they don't endorse you, now you go be in that position. In case you don't know, if they will make a judge out for you, know they work. Now these people go endorse you. They go put you there. Hey, person one big governor of a state where start today. They don't already write time for down. That's the level where corruption don't eat us rich. Now we all this so. But meanwhile, people have reacted. I would like us to take this. Radio Guard reacted. Let's take Radio Guard first. Let's listen to this.
Kubana priest, I pour you spit for face. Poor! Na mumu man you be. Why you go dey kneel down for vice president like Pikin wey dey for nursery school? You are now rolling with Davido, the biggest out of Africa. You suppose dey package yourself. Have some self-respect. Wetin dey carry no Igbo man na self-respect. Every Igbo man is a king. Every Igbo man is a king in his own lane. Why are you a slave to money? Kubana priest. You dey kneel down for vice president. Kubana priest, if say you be woman, your baby daddies for reach 50. See as you dey do like woman wey wan suck prick. You kneel down like say you wan suck prick. And you enter my DM. They call me broke agege. Say I be broke agege. Say I want knack Bobrisky. But you see your life, you dey kneel down for your fellow man. Like say you want suck prick Kubanative priest. You don't fall my hand. As an Igbo man, you should have some self-respect. Some dignity, bro. I'm an OG. That's why I'm saying this to you.
Oh, I love you, Radio God.
And I can't keep repeating myself.
There is huge difference between competency and incompetency. There is massive difference between integrity and no integrity. I want to give you example today. There is a guy called Sheyi Vodi. Vice President was there yesterday to patronize him. He wasn't kneeling down. He wasn't doing anything. He was moving on because he has integrity. He has track record. And there is another video of Monina Water Kubana chief priest. He knelt down. He knelt down like a puppy as Orobo Asibi. He knelt down, bagger on the floor for the same vice president. Because he doesn't have any track record. Who know Kubana chief priest before? Do you know him 7 years ago? How did he get the money? He drives a car of 1.6 billion. He has other one he bought everywhere. How did he make his money? We don't know. That's why you see him leaning down to the power that be. Maybe he's looking for protection. But you see the Sheyi Vodi, because he's upright, he's diligent in his way. He stand even at the vice president, they chase him to come and patronize him. I want to tell you today, be diligent in your way. The high and mighty will come to you. Don't be like Monina Water. Their fame, their power is for a short time. Because there's no track record for the money. They just come, jump in, Nobody knows him before. So he needs all the protection he can get for the money. So he will not be on. So I want to advise you in life, whatever you do, stay on your track record. Work well. Work diligently. Then you will be a Superman. Then you will not be kneeling down like a puppy dog. Unnecessary eye service. Money na water. Your money no trip me. Because I don't know the source of your money. But Sheyi Vodi, 3 bossa for you. Bossa, bossa, bossa. Well done. God bless Nigeria.
Please. Yes, sir. Your Excellency.
How are you? How are you?
Very well, sir.
Good to see you.
Chief priest.
Chief priest.
Yes.
One
of the biggest influencers.
I see you in the papers.
Yes.
How are you?
That's always been.
Please.
Yes, sir. Your Excellency.
How are you? How are you?
Very well, sir.
Good to see you.
Chief priest.
Chief priest.
Yes. One of the biggest influencers.
I see you in the papers.
Yes.
How are you?
That's always been.
All right. Naim by himself post that video. So the question now, according to Isaac Fayose, talk and say, if you don't know the source of these people's income, you have to be careful how you worship them. Unfortunately, we live in a country where people who make money, many people worship them in Nigeria. They don't care how they made their money. It's crazy. They call them Odugo and different kind of names. So, but this particular man, why is he currently doing all this? There's something that is about to reveal, that, I don't know, maybe he's trying to protect, I don't know, because I'm only asking, why is it that this man they lobby anyhow? Is this, there's something that is happening that we don't know yet? Maybe we'll know anytime soon. Let me take the last video that I have for you guys here.
So the hardest thing I've had to accept since I've been here is that Hausas, my tribe, my people, unfortunately are not going to allow Nigeria to become what it's meant to be. The mindset of the northern Nigerians are going to destroy this country. I'm sorry to say it. So this is an idea I had, right? It was very simple. Raise money, build orphanages, massive orphanages, and pick up the Almajiris off the street. Take the Almajiris off the street. Teach them engineering. Teach them tech, teach them coding, take them off the streets and teach them, try to get them up to par so they can compete. And I brought up how every time I had this conversation, I would bring up the 4 Indian kids, the 4 Indian boys, like 10-year-old boys that were online. They were doing the live chat and building an app. Every time I bring up this idea to a northerner, the first thing they ask is, well, what about Islam? What about Qur'ani? What about Islamic school? When I say I have met incredible resistance to the idea of taking these boys off the streets and getting them to join the global age. Like, my mindset is this: every corner you go in northern Nigeria, there are 5 people willing to teach these boys Islamic school, Quran. There are 10 people willing to teach them everything they need to learn about Islam. Why isn't there anyone willing to teach them anything else? So when I brought that up, some people were like, I had people going, it will never happen unless I have to teach them Islamic curriculum in the schools. I said, you don't understand. Northern Nigerians are against the idea of changing the trajectory and the outcomes of Almajiris. They say Almajiranchi, which is what it is embedded in our culture. And here's the thing, no, it's not. And as a Muslim, it's haram. I fucking said it. Any northern Nigerian that wants to step the fuck up, do it. It is haram. Because you are not allowed to bring a child into this world that you cannot raise. And there are fuck ton of Hausa men and women who have babies with no intention of, they know they will only take care of that child to a certain age, then they'll pawn that child off. There are a fuck ton of imams, men in the north, who rely on these kids for a living. They send these boys out every day to go earn a living and come back and give them. I thought up an idea that, look, we need to find a way to raise money, build orphanages, teach these boys tech, teach them engineering, teach them robotics, let them compete with the global populace. And every time I bring this up, every fucking Hausa person I tell this shit to wants to argue with me. They say it's not going to. They are vehemently against this. So I need you to understand, I need to ask you, how will Nigeria as a fucking country compete with the likes of Ghana, South Africa, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, when the northern Nigeria is part of Nigeria? The most fucked up thing I'm going to have to say as a Hausa man is, for Nigeria to advance, they have to get rid of Hausa. They have to get the north Nigeria, it can never work. This is a sad, sad realization that it can never work. Like, this is insane. And I am Hausa. This is fucking crazy. Wait, let me show you something. Right here, this is attestation of citizenship from New York. As you can see, I am from Shanono local Gwamang in Kano State. I am as fucking northern Hausa as it fucking gets. I am as Aboki as it could possibly fucking get. And I am saying, Nigeria, to win, to compete on the global stage, Nigeria will have to get rid of the North. It will not happen with my people are actively holding this country back. It is so fucking insane.
Wow. When I saw that video, I was shocked. Because you know why? It's difficult in this country, Nigeria, based on ethnicism and tribalism, based on satanism and selfishness, for us to be truthful, to speak truth to power, to speak against our ethnicism is very, very difficult. This man, this northerner who did this video, because the video is currently circulated everywhere, people like him is not up to 3% in the whole Nigeria, although I'm part of that 3%. I am part of that 3%. Yes, to be honest, 100% part of it.
No, like that was who break. You see, this thing where this man talk here, so what is the difference between when we will talk and they say we'll be tribalist? When we talk and here, they say we'll be tribalist.
When we talk yeah, there's every possibility for people to think that you're a tribal bigot, right? But when your people talk it's more organic.
Yes, but
ears properly.
But we forgot one thing. When you are speaking the truth, people can read meaning, but it's left for the people to go out there and investigate. That is what this guy just did.
No,
he has been abroad. He has been abroad for a long time. But when people were saying that the North is the problem of the progression of Nigeria, he did not believe because he has not investigated. When he went there, he went deep, and what he got was mind-blowing. Look at what he said. He's convinced.
To be honest, for a northerner to say for Nigeria to work, the northerners need to be cut off. I have so much respect for this man, and I want
Naja,
you to embrace this kind of.
Did you remember when I told you that Okaku would have been the best that have happened to Nigeria? Just go to Google and learn what Oka wanted to do for Nigeria to move forward. Nigeria don't follow history. I don't know why.
Okay, let me take this call quickly, Black Panther. I'll get back to you. Mother Deborah is on the phone. Thank you very much, ma, for calling in. Good evening to you. Mother Deborah, please talk to us.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Elvis.
Thank you, ma.
Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you.
To everyone and all our viewers all over the world, you all welcome to today's let me start by commenting on I think it's the last video about the northerner who was speaking about the problem in the northern Nigeria. I agree with everything he said, but the truth is that because I lived in the north and I understand their culture and everything, their religion. You see, they put religion before every other thing, and that's the issue. I agree with you. The people who reason like that in the north are just a very few. And the thing is that they listen to what their religious leader will tell them. I don't think they will ever subscribe to this kind of mindset. It's unfortunate that a lot of them, I don't know, it's going to take a long time, if at all, the mindset is going to change. But I don't see that happening because most of their elites, they even prefer them, just like they are weaponizing poverty in the South as well. That's how they are using religion to brainwash them and to keep them the way they are. So it's just something that even if it's going to change, it's going to take centuries. It's going to take centuries for that to change, unfortunately. But this is what we have to deal with. Unfortunately, we are already one Nigeria, but the northern part, like what I think VDN said, he said the day Nigeria will change is when the north becomes educated. But I don't see that happening anytime soon, unfortunately. So we just have to deal with it for the time being. Then let me quickly say something about Peter Obi wanting to run under the Labour Party. Like I've said before, that Peter Obi is in a very, very difficult dilemma. The truth is that if he decides to run under the Labour Party, I still foresee him having a problem. Because like he rightly said, the APC has infiltrated the Labour Party and every other party that we want to oppose during the election. So him running under the Labour Party, definitely that's the only platform that he can still use. But unfortunately, he's going to have problem. The same problem that happened last time might even be worse, might repeat itself with Abure, Apapa, what there. And it's so obvious that Abure has been bought over. I'm sorry, allegedly, but the way he's acting, the way Abure is acting, I think anybody in their right senses will know that that man can never be trusted. So that is a good thing, but at the same time, I don't see how that is going to favor him because he's definitely going to have problem. The party itself will work against him. And I'm 100% sure that they contributed to the problem that he had. You see, there's nothing as dangerous as if an insider is selling you out. So the way they are even going, I'm beginning to have the impression that the party itself was part of the reason that made him that sabotaged him in the last election. So let's just wait and see what's going to happen. although it doesn't look good at the moment, the Labour Party is not in a good state. So there's not even any hope. And to crown it all, with the way things are at the moment, 2027 is, I don't know what to say. There's not much hope that any credible election is going to happen in 2027. There's no indication, except if anything changes before then. But at the way it is at the moment, there's not any green light that the APC, the current APC, has hijacked every possibility of any kind of credible election happening in 2027. Then let me say something about I don't know his name, the other man that was talking about the coalition and talking about the prospect of the coalition able to remove President Tinubu in 2027. You see, I agree with him in a way, and he's trying to talk about the coalition that was formed in 2014. But the truth is that if you look at this, trying to compare 2014 and now is, to me, I think it doesn't make sense. Because if you look at that time, 2014, Goodluck Jonathan was not operating like the way Tinubu is operating now. So if he allowed them to form a coalition, Goodluck Jonathan did not try to form a one-party system like the way Tinubu is acting. So if they are trying to compare what happened in 2014 to compare it with what is happening now, to me, I think it's just a wrong comparison. Because obviously, what is going on now is completely different. The state of Nigeria at the moment is completely different from the way it was in 2014. So they were able to succeed because Goodluck Jonathan did not operate like the way Tinubu is operating now. So if they want to form a coalition to be able to overthrow, to be able to change this government in 2027, I think they need to come up with a complete different strategy from what they used in 2014. Because it is clear that Tinubu is operating differently from the way President Goodluck Jonathan operated in 2014. So that's just what I see, because it's completely different. The way Nigeria was then is not the same way it is now. So they have to come up with a completely different strategy if anything is going to change in 2027. Anyway, that's all I have to contribute.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Elvis.
Thank you very much, Mother Deborah.
Have a nice evening.
I appreciate you, ma'am.
Sir.
Thank you. You too.
Yes, sir.
Bye. Okay, let me take another call quickly. Oga Simon, thanks for calling in. Good evening to you. Please talk to us. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Good evening to you. Thank you. Thank you.
I contribute my own.
Yeah.
I contribute my own submission for the coalition. What is it for this? Now only the coalition are going to go bigger for Nigeria, because as it been now for Nigeria, Tinubu don't magnet all the old party. Everywhere they go corner, don't magnet everywhere. Who the 70 credit star, they say they don't carry go neck. They know who shall sign neck, because Tinubu they control neck with the wicked. They're not sure they go raise anything at all. Because we been now, so every SDP don't get problem, SDP when I know it doesn't get problem, again. All because of Tinubu. So Tinubu do everywhere. It go hard. Only this thing I remain now. Every party. They don't feel use PDP. They don't feel Labour. As for the coalition, say it will be for Labour Party. Normal. The Labour Party not there together, but they will do that coalition they want together. They carry will be come outside. If you business come outside, you go see good. Maybe Labour Party won't vote for them. Now make it. They all do coalition and they for. As for that, that's for that. As for big Kubana, you go greet Tinubu or the vice president. Uganda just say maybe the define what they want to do, which business they want. No business now. No business for politics. Tinubu don't take all the south. So if they find one thing, now people land now, then they find one thing enter. So they know so that will be Kubana, everybody know and say get money, they popular. So if they find want to use them. For an election, let me call this in the gun. So very dark manifest talking before. So if anybody, any celebrities enter this, they say you go come after them. You go see now. Now because for election, I make Tinubu the worker for those matter where they go on. So I mean they want to use chief priests. After the chief priest, people saying want to enter politics. So that's not for that. As for this this person again, don't forget the name. Ghana that was. Thank God.
Thank you. No
I
wala.
this one I talk many, I don't forget how I talk.
No wala. Just stop there. Thank you. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you. All right. Let me quickly come to my brother Black Panther so that we can move on or round up the show. Black Panther, is good to have on the show. I can see your network is throwing you out. You know, what did they happen with your network now? You don't hear you. Black Panther, you unmuted yourself. I don't hear anything. Okay, I don't hear anything. I don't know if you are hearing me or you need to go and come back. I don't know why. We can't hear you. Just go and come back. You know, while we wait for you, I'd like to appreciate every one of you right there. Thank you very much for your time with us. Thank you. I see some of you commenting right there. I've said this so many times. If you have questions for us, always put on the comment section. Sometimes we can randomly just pick it up and respond.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you are good now. Go ahead, my brother.
Okay. Thank you, Naija Watch. Thank you for today's show. And I want to thank the viewers. Mommy in the diaspora, may God bless you. Anytime I see you on the comment section, I'm always excited. Thank you very much. May God continue to give you good health and live long for us in Jesus' mighty name. And I want to thank the viewers out there and everybody that is listening today. And I always say one thing. We should not always listen, but we should also sit down and study what we've listened and verify if the analysis is either wrong or right. In your verification, you will see yourself studying and the hunger for you to know more will be there. That's the purpose of it. It's not all about all of us sitting down here, you just listen, then go to bed. That is not how we're going to solve the situation in Nigeria. We got to study so that all of us will be in a good pool whereby we can come up and forge ahead. One, I would like to start by this, to take our mind back to what the CIA advocated, they said about the nation called Nigeria. They said it's likely the possibility is above 75%. It's going to break. When something's above 75%, that means it's going to break. There's nothing we can do about it because the majority has it. The majority are going to make sure it fulfill it, that aim and objective of the breakage. And who are the majority that will make that thing happen? It is the North. I did not say what the last speaker, the last video he said. I did not say it out of ignorance. Neither did I say it out of being tribalist. So I have a lot of people that I mingle with outside different tribes. I don't care where you come from. But when you speak the voice of truth, and I see you that you are focused and you've understood the country, your country very well, and you are bringing it out as a sound scholar, taking all the technical things together and voicing it out. I would like to even study you as a person so that I can mingle with you. I did that diligently with the love of humanity and for the country as a whole. And I brought out extract from the CIA, from the three men that founded this nation, that went along to make sure we got our independence. Awolowo, the man from the North, and Zik. I analyze it here, And I told you, Zeke said the last thing because Zeke himself did not go along with the man from the west, Awolowo, and the man from the north. He did not go. He went down to investigate what they mean in their own idea they postulated. And after it, Zeke concluded, because he concluded when the amalgamation now came in, and that was too late. It was too late for us. Zeke concluded that this amalgamation will not go right if the political class continue in the trajectory. He said it. He said it is worse than Congo. What do we have now? Have we been able to prove Zeke postulate about the country? Have we been able to prove it wrong? We've not been able to prove it wrong. Have we been able to prove the assertion and the information from the CIA? We've not been able to prove it wrong. We are going alongside that trajectory, and it's this brother that just spoke now from the north. This has even make it more concrete. When it comes to religion, you can hardly break that cocoon. You can hardly break it. That is it, because man programmed themselves, and when in their Quran, in their Bible, they said man has dominion. So don't allow anything to dominate you. Rather, you dominate it. But what are we having? We are allowing religiosity to dominate us, thereby dictating our pace, our existence, and the way we have to govern ourselves. We have allowed it to take over us. And that is what we are seeing today. When we said it, that this country does not belong together, it's not a country, people start shouting from ignorance. They start talking to you as if you are talking from the point of view you are supporting one rebel group or not. They start talking to you like that. That is wrong. The assertion is wrong. You got to sit down as a scholar that have not been found wanting in learning and in character, and go alongside the historical antecedent of your nation. And when you go it, you will find it yourself, and you'll be convinced. That is what that northerner man said. Yeah, he found it himself. He went on investigation, and he found out that it is. He said impossible, virtually impossible for it to work. So, what else can we say? When he has said it, what else can we say? So it is virtually impossible. So what we should do is either we change the system or we go alongside with it. That's all. It's either we change the system or go alongside with it. That is all. If you are ready to change it, let's put ourselves in the head together and change it. And now I want to go to people talking about OB level. OB will not. OB himself, like Madam Rita said, he might not be the main person that will take us to the promised land, but he might be the Joshua the Bible spoke about. It might be the Joshua. I am beginning to see the light in that word Madam Rita said. It's getting more clearer. I saw the light, but it's getting more clearer to me now. Because man will always perpetrate evil to block good things. And they will block it from all sides because man is intelligent. That is how God created us. Man is smart when it comes to delivering evil. They are very smart and intelligent in doing it. The other side too is the same thing. So these people have blocked every sector which Obi can push out. The only sector they've not been able to block, which they are trying to take it out, is the people that have the sovereignty of the state. The will is now in the hands of the people. If they want to intoxicate themselves with corruption, tribal sentiment, and don't want to live a life that God has given them to live it in the fullest form and enjoy it, then they will go the side of the evil people, playing their role now, that manifesting playing their role now in Nigeria place as the politicians. Like I told you all, they will never change. I said it here that some of us we start saying, advocating that Tinubu should just Kuku stay. I said it here. You can see where one of our person that gave a speech yesterday. I was on the back. I was listening. I was busy doing something. He said it. She literally gave it indirectly. that if they are talking about let us do it north and south, it is the turn of the south. Will that solve the problem? That is one thing we are always forgetting. There's a trip off in our brain and our reasoning. Are we talking about the north and the south, or do we want to get out of the problem? If we want to get out of the problem, are we supposed to be mentioning the north and the south, or we are supposed to be fighting those that are putting us down? The way to fight it is it to fight it by joining the evil one to fight against the north, who you said are your brothers in the amalgamation? Those are the fundamental. It requires a man that thinks critically to think what I'm saying now. Because what I heard yesterday is that it's a conclusion, a referendum, that if the North does not give us time to finish our 8th time, then we don't give a damn about them. We'll follow Agbado. That is the conclusion from yesterday analysis by Madam Patricia.
Exactly.
I beg to mention her name. That is the analysis. And for it, you cannot speak for the Edo people, because the Edo people have not said that they are going to vote for Agbado. It is the APC member that said they are going to vote for Agbado. I don't know where you got your assertion that the Edo people will vote for Agbado. Or if you want to be specific, say they will rig it for Agbado. Always be specific. Yesterday in an analysis now, he said the Edo people have decided. I quote verbatim. Since the Edo people have decided.
Oh, I missed that part.
You missed the part now. Madam Patricia now. Play the tape, you see it there. Since they have decided. Oh. You should have said, since the APC have decided. No, don't put Edo State. Since the APC in Edo State party member have decided. That is where you should be saying, so that you don't put all of us in one basket. That is it.
It's only APC that have decided that. APC
that is it now. Mm-hmm. That is it. What they are looking at. That's why I said, the people. I don't know how to put it. It might be sort of. It might be make them angry. Let those that are of the 60s and the 60s, let them leave this battle fight for this youth. Let them leave the fight for them, and let them stop plunging them into the hole that they will of no return anymore. Please, I beg you people, I beg. You can only encourage them, but don't put assertion. Don't make them feel that everybody is corrupt. Always be positive in your analysis. No matter how it is. Do you think that because we have said we are going to fight, do you think taking power is just for a day? It can take 20 years, 30 years. If you don't know, get it right now. The Mandela revolution, the South African revolution, took them more than 60 years to get to where they are today. And they are trying to even recover from it. And we think it's going to be a child's play to grab power. That is why I said one thing. And many people are not really going there. Look, for you to change this thing, like I told people that there are so many hands involved in Nigeria. And imperialism is look. Yesterday I was listening to the interview of the military president in Niger Republic. You go, it's online. You go. Look, me, I don't rest. You go, it's online. You know what the man said? He said Nigeria, and quoting him, not go there, it's online. Interview they had with the press. He said Nigeria. He said this is an info. It's an authoritative. If a president is speaking, it is defined. You can't take that from him. He said Nigeria, France, they are building a cell. They've already built it. It just went there like that. He just spoke the language. They are building a cell right in Sokoto, in Kebbi, and Katsina. It's already there now. Of terrorists, that is the Boko Haram, to attack. And yet they've already blown the pipeline that Niger is building straight down to one of these countries that is about to. They want to be selling oil to them. They discover oil in Niger. They've blown that pipeline. The terrorists, they've blown that pipeline. And this man said that Nigeria and France are involved. They are funding terrorism in the Sahel. You see now? You see what called imperialism? When we are talking here, people think we are just talking nonsense. You said, if the man, how can the Nigerian leader have their own mind? When the imperialists give them big money in the billions of dollars, how can? When Americans say, when money talks, bullshit work, mind my language, sorry. He said it works. That is how it is. That is the way of the world. And I want to go to the defense, one of the defense general that came to speak about one thing concerning. He said, we are helpless. Nigeria should pray. That man has just given a code to us that the military is divided. The military is divided. He has just given us that code that the military is already divided. Forget about what he said that we should pray. No, that it doesn't mean that thing, because a military man, a military general does not talk like that. A military general does not talk like that. To tell you that he is the last man. He's the last man that will tell you to give up. What he normally says, so fight till the last drop. Fight till the last man goes down. That is what a military general is known for. These men are trained to fight till the last thing. And when the military general have come together to collect money and they are corrupt and this thing is divided. You remember we have been hearing some military personnel that are saying that most of their brethren are shooting at them when they are doing their job. That stray bullet will meet them and something will happen. That is, I don't know whether we didn't know that this thing has led to a breakage of the system. That is what he's saying. That is what he's trying to tell us. But he's not saying it in a very good way. He's saying it by using religion. That is wrong. That's an aberration, because me as a president, if I see my general speak like that, and because if he speaks like that, it's wrong, because he's sending out a message that will make chaos happen in the country. How can you tell us to pray for security? Are you a layman to give that kind of a code? That is what I'm saying, that the military is already divided to two. That is why I always say, we don't know the mindset of the military. I said it here for like 2 years ago. I've been saying this thing. We don't know the mindset of the military. People say, oh, military, they don't bribe. Who they bribe? The people they bribe, not the generals. You think the generals will... I'll take your mind back when one of the constables, the rank and file of the military, remember this information that came the other time? It was on the TV. When they wanted to do a mutiny against their general in the war front. If people remember that story, when they were arrested and they were tried or they were tried on the roof, that is, they were tried just equivalent to treasonable offense. They were tried and it was a death penalty. But something happened. They commit the system and gave them life in jail. If you remember that thing that happened, and when they didn't pay them salary, and those military acted against the general in the war front. That is to tell you, that's a significant thing to tell you that the generals have been paid to me. Because if they do you know that Nigeria has not declared war on Boko Haram? Do you know that, Nigeria Watch? Nigeria Watch.
They have never ever done that now.
Nigeria Watch.
Can't you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you. I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know that they've declared war on? They've not declared war on Boko Haram. And if you have not declared war on a situation, your fight is never defined. Your fight will be corrupt because people will do things according to how they know how to do it, and they will rob the system. That is what is happening in Nigeria now. That is what is happening. They are robbing the system because the Nigerian state has not declared war on Boko Haram. If you declare war on Boko Haram, you will see them operating at a full force and at a defined situation, and they will run it at a purpose. The purpose for running it is to make sure that they defeat their enemy. But now what do we have? We are just fighting just to stop the insurgent. That is what they target, to stop the insurgent. America declared war on Al-Qaeda. They declared war on Al-Qaeda and they went after them. They got their leader down and they threw him into the Atlantic Ocean. That was where we were buried. Now we are playing game.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Nigeria Watch.
Thank you, Black Panther. I appreciate your submission. Because people have already joined now, the reason why I give long minutes for you, because I wanted to just round up But we have Madam Patricia and Oga Alabo here with us already, so we'll give them time to talk to us as well. Madam Patricia, it's good to have you on the show. Good evening to you, ma'am. Please, you have 8 minutes. Utilize it properly.
Good evening, Mr. Elvis. I will not even use that 8 minutes. I only
Okay.
came in just because of what Black Partner was saying. Good evening, Mommy Diaspora. Good evening to all the commentators at the comment session and also Nigerians at large. Good evening to everyone. Please like and share the broadcast. Listen, Black Partner, I don't think you listen well, eh? Mr. Elvis, please. I would like you to replay what I said yesterday, because this kind of accusation that is coming here to accuse me, I don't understand. I don't understand it at all. So that's I didn't want to join the platform this evening because I'm not even. I was almost sleeping already when I heard him calling my name and said I said Edo people, me and you, Black Panther. Are you sure, or you are dreaming? Because I believe you are dreaming, or you just have something.
Naja, play that video.
Play it, Mr. Naja, please play it.
I can't play any video. I beg. I'm not here for conflicts. Just say you didn't say. There's no need to play any video.
Hey, but he asked you to play it. He asked you to play it. He cannot come here and be lying again.
Video. He cannot tell me to play any video.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. So
just like you are here now to tell people how you said it. For me, I didn't. I missed that part. You know. So
yes.
We can move on.
Mr. Elvis, I don't need to repeat myself. You have the video, so no need. If you want to take it like that, people that heard me yesterday, definitely he can go and replay it himself. So Blackport, I recommend you go and release him and come and give your submission here again. That's what I will ask you to do. Okay? Thank you, Mr. Elvis. I didn't want to come on. I only wanted to just come and tell you to play it because it was insisting you should play it. But now I came and led my voice to that you should play it so you can he can see that he is making a big mistake, but he's still insisting that you should play it, and you said you are not playing it. But Black Pastor, go and re-listen to that what I said yesterday and come back. You hear me? Thank you, Mr. Elvis.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for coming in to put your submission to clarify that part. For me, I can't remember that part, and I cannot just start doing research, looking for the minutes and time. Something I did not plan for. We don't work like that, you know. So the platform is not where we need to argue. But I like the fact that you came in to say no, not so I talk. So if the argument persists or it continues, yeah, the next broadcast we might play it. Then we'll properly look for it, the exact minutes, seconds, and where she said such a thing as you claimed. But as for now, it's not possible. Thank you very much. Mr. Alabo, it's good to have you on the show. Talk to us. I got over to you. Mr. Alabo, on the quit or mute yourself. See, we'll fail your way today. Now, Mr. Alaba, I want to end the show now because you're always doing you join show. You cannot unmute immediately. All right. Black Panther, do you still have anything to say? Because I'm ending the show right now. Okay, I guess you are done already. Thank you very much, everyone who joined this show today. Thank you very much, Madam Deborah, for calling in our Gasamo. I appreciate you. My people right there on the comment section, Mother for Mommy Diaspora. Thank you very much, Mommy. I appreciate you always for all that you do. Thank you for always being there for us. Thank you, Madam Eugenia. It was nice to have you on the show today. Thank you, Peggy Mondi. Abu Azi, thank you for all that you do. I appreciate you always. Thank you, Patience Demudia. I can see you right there. Eva Line, I can see you. Chooks, I can see you. Thank you very much. God bless you, all my people. Thank you, everyone, right there. Madam Amy Bright and many, many more. Debsy, I can see you as well. I appreciate you, all my people. It's Sunday. We're already 2 hours. I think it's just enough for me so that we can continue again. No Monday to Friday. Our broadcast is very, very tight. So Saturday and Sunday, I'm trying my best not to be staying here for so long. So I think this is the best time to end the show right now. And people, I'll see you guys again. Fingers crossed tomorrow, 7 p.m. Nigerian time, so that we can continue from where we stop. Good night. Bye for now.
Echeske, what's